Let's take a look at our second data set, the one about grape quality. Our independent variable is hours of sun exposure, and our dependent variable is the sugar concentration in the grapes. Let's get our R first, so I'm going to head column C with the letter R, and then in that column we're going to have equals CORREL. I can tab to accept that function. It looks like the correct data is being selected, so I'm just going to tab to accept the data, and I get 0.089, etc. That R value is very close to 0, which means that there is no or almost no linear correlation whatsoever. But let's take a look at the scatter plot. I'm going to select my data. I'll select column A and then shift click to also select column B. Then I'm going to go to the insert menu, insert chart, and it gives me the scatter plot that I want. Looking at the scatter plot, we can see that there's no linear correlation evident from the dots. Not only that, there's no nonlinear correlation that I can see either. It looks completely random. I'm going to go to the Customize menu in the chart editor to format the chart title a little bit. I don't think we really need the units in the chart title, so I'll take those out. They are on the axes. And I'm going to center the chart title. And I explained how to do all that stuff in the last video. We can go to the series menu and put in the trend line. Let me change the color so we can see it. And we can go to the labels area and click Use Equation to get the equation for that trend line. There's nothing stopping us from doing this, but we really don't want to. Why do you think we don't want to do that? We already said there's little to no linear correlation based on the R value, so that trend line is fairly meaningless. And the equation for the trend line, you could argue, is even kind of misleading since it can't really be used for predictions. So let's just take those two things back out. All I have to do is uncheck trend line to get rid of all of that. The last thing I'd like to do in this lecture is talk about the homework problems for this section, because the format's a little different than our usual homework format. You won't be writing on a piece of paper and then scanning and uploading it. Instead, you'll want to type into a document. You can do this in Word if you want. I'm going to show you how to do it in Google Docs in case you don't have access to Word, or in case you prefer Google Docs. I've uploaded these sample questions to my Google Drive. I'll open them. And the first question says, for the grape quality data set, what is R? Round to 3 decimal places. So I'll go to the grape quality data set that we worked on before. I see R is, you can actually do a Control-C or Command-C if you're on a Mac. And paste that in. Now, please do label it R, so write R equals. You typically don't want just naked numbers floating around. And then it says to round to 3 decimal places, so let's see, that would be 0.089. What's the next digit after the 9? It's a 4, so I'm not going to round up, I'm just going to round off. And there we go. That's our R value to 3 decimal places. Now I want to insert the scatter plot. By the way, I don't know if you're used to working with numbered lists in a word processor like this, but see, I have my cursor at the end of insert scatter plot here. If I hit enter to bring it down, that inserts a C, and I don't want a C there. I'm working with part B. So all you have to do is hit backspace, or if you're on a Mac, hit delete, and that will get rid of the C. And now you can hit enter as many times as you want without it doing anything. You'll need to download your scatter plot. We're going to go to the Insert menu, click there. We want to insert an image. I'm going to select Upload from Computer. And there we have it. I'm going to make it a little smaller so it's not sticking off into the margin like that. Let's go on to question 2. For the Swedish insurance spreadsheet, again, we want to put in what R is. So I'll go to that spreadsheet, click on the cell, Control C or Command C if you're on a Mac. I'm going to type R equals, and then Control V or Command V on a Mac to insert it. It says to round to 3 decimal places. That would be 0.912, but since the digit after the 2 is greater than or equal to 5, we're going to round up to 0.913. Next, we want to insert the scatter plot, and this time it says the scatter plot should show the linear regression line and the equation for the line. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Insert menu, Insert Image. I'm going to upload from computer. Let's see, this problem clearly is not going to fit all on this page, so let me just move that all down to the next page. I'm going to make this a little smaller so it doesn't bleed off into the margin. That looks good. Next, we're asked to compute the predicted value for total payment when the number of claims is 108. That is that Y hat stuff that we did in an earlier part of this lecture. To type the Y hat, I'm going to go to the Insert menu. Actually, to type the whole equation, I'm going to go to the Insert menu, and then I'm going to go down to Equation. Now my cursor's in a little box where I can type the equation. To get the hat, I type \hat, then I hit the space key. Now my cursor's under a little hat where I can type the Y. I'm going to use the right arrow to get out from under the hat, type equals, and what we're computing, which we do want to show, is using the equation up in the scatter plot, 3.41 times the x value, which is 108 in this case, plus 20 equals, and I'm getting rounded to the nearest 10th place, 388.3. Next, what is the amount of the residual when the number of claims is 108? What was the residual? Let's put the formula in here to indicate what we're computing. I'm going to go to the Insert menu, Equation again, because I need a hat here. The residual was the observed value, Y, minus the predicted value, which was our Y hat. So \hat, then the space bar, I can type the Y, right arrow to get out from under the hat, equals. Now our actual data value we can find, since we obviously don't remember it, by going over to our spreadsheet, and if you look in the first row of the table, it says the total payment was 392.5. 392.5 is the actual payment at that level of claims. The predicted value was 388.3, so we get 4.3. How to interpret that? Well, this means that 4.3 more kroner than predicted were paid at this level of claims. For the actual 5.4 homework, you'll insert stuff and type stuff similar to what we did here. I'm pretty sure you're going to have to download from Google Docs to your computer before you can upload to the assignment. But at any rate, you'll take the document that's similar to this for the homework assignment and upload it in the actual homework assignment, which you can find in the usual place in the assignments tab. Okay, I hope this helps. I hope it goes well for you.